Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I am doing pretty well, I have to say. My husband's doing excellent. He's been home from the hospital for about 10 days now. He's feeling much better. He did give me a scare one day. A couple days ago, I decided I was going to do a reading and came in my room, shut the door, started to do a reading, and I was only in here for a little while and my door opened up and I could see him through the camera and I'm like, I'm talking to somebody, I try to be all nice. And he kept coming in and I could see by the way he was walking something was wrong. And he had passed out. His nose was bleeding. He was sweating profusely. I mean, he had sweat all over from the crown to the toes. He was sweating. He was doing his breathing exercise and he started coughing and he just passed out. I don't know how he passed out. He was sitting down. He had his feet on a hassock. The hassock was turned upside down. He always plays with these beads. His beads were thrown across the room. So it was really scared the hell out of me. I laid him down on the bed and I said, we're going to the emergency room now. We're going. And he's like, no, wait, wait. He didn't want to go right away. I took his blood pressure. His blood pressure was fine. It was good. I took his blood pressure like 3 times and it was fine. And his pulse was fine. So I called the doctor and the doctor said, just take him to the ER. And I said, he doesn't want to go. And the doctor said, okay, well, if it happens again, take him to the ER. So I don't know what happened. He just lost his breath and passed out. It was really scary. And that was the first time I was trying to do a reading. And I was like, hell no, that's a sign. I did not leave him by himself. That happened a few days ago, and I've been right there with him. When he takes a shower, I stay in the bathroom with him. I've been right there with him. Today, we walked to the corner, we walked to the stop sign, and walked back. So he's walking between 20, 25 minutes twice a day. He's doing real good. He wanted to go to HEB today, and I said, hell no. He's only been out of the hospital for 2 weeks. I said, you are not going to the grocery store. He's just bored. I hope you guys had a happy Easter. I took him for a ride in the car for Easter. Even though we can't see our kids, I dropped off desserts for each house because I always make this Easter dessert for them. So I made it and I dropped one off at each house. So from the car, he spoke to the kids and saw our kids and the grandkids. He wanted to hug them, but he couldn't, and we stayed pretty good ways away from them. So, but we did get to see him for a few minutes, each family. So that's good. So I hope you guys had a happy Easter. Hope you guys stayed safe. I saw some people on my Facebook page that they had Easter with their kids, grandkids, and great grandkids. You guys, I know y'all want to be together, but do you really want to give grandma the coronavirus? I mean, come on, or grandpa? You don't want to do that, you guys. Listen to, the authorities and don't be messing around with this stuff. It's deadly. It really is. Okay. So Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee. I told y'all I saw him wearing a crown. This is the part that I had just said when my husband walked in the last time. I had just said that. My husband walked in. I'm like, he didn't come in this time. I went and checked on him right before I turned on the camera. I made sure he's okay. I actually gave him a snack. He's eating mini carrots. So he should be all right. And today, Bernie endorsed Biden. Woohoo! So, I'm asking Spirit, will the Bernie supporters, are they going to, now support Biden? How's that going to go? And I'm being shown for some, it's going to be a big bite to swallow. You would think it would be a bitter pill, but they're showing me a big bite to swallow. For some people, it's really hard for them, but their hands are tied. This is what they're showing me. It's funny. It's actually tied behind their back. Their hands are tied. They'll gag it down. Even if they don't really like Biden that much, they will, the majority of them will vote for Biden. They will. So that's good. Um, a lot of the people that voted for Trump will vote for Biden too. That's what I'm getting. Uh, it's funny because what I'm being shown is kind of like what we would think is of a redneck person, a redneck guy, or you know, one of the Trump people. I'm just seeing that they will also. A lot of those people will, in the end, they're going to vote for Biden. Also, they will. I know there's still hardcore Trumpers out there. I understand that. I know that. I'm not talking about those people. Those people, there's no getting around them. He could shoot them and they would still make up a story for him. He was aiming for something else. You know what I mean? Okay. So, the stock market. So today it's gone. It was going down. I looked at it earlier today when I was paying my bills and stuff. I check on it every day and see what's going on. I'm not great about reading the stock market or anything like that, but I just wanted to see, and it is going down. So I'm just asking Spirit, what's going to happen? What's going on with the stock market? It's just been going up and down and up and down. They told me, they're telling me, they're showing me it's going to go to sleep. So it goes down and maybe it's going to stay down for a while because they say it goes to sleep. So maybe there's not going to be much activity for a while or something, but that's what they're showing me. It's getting tired. Maybe that's what it is. They're showing me it's getting tired. So maybe this up and down, maybe it's just going to go down and flatten out instead of going up and down. Um, and Trump said that he's looking to open the country on May 1st, right? That's his new date. Easter passed, didn't open the country. So now he's shooting for May 1st, which actually, that's just in a few weeks. That's in a few weeks. So today is the 13th, you know, so that's 3 weeks away. Is that going to be doable? Oh, y'all know May 1st is my birthday too. Just saying. I'm 50. I'm going to be 50. They're showing me, they're literally showing me he's monkeying around with us. They're showing me a monkey. He's just monkeying around with us. He wants to try to appear optimistic, and he feels like when he's optimistic, that's going to help the stock market. So that's his main focus is the stock market, not the people, but the stock market. So he's going to just try to be optimistic and, probably reach for a day closer than he should because he wants the stock market to react favorably to that. They're showing me his grip is loosening on manipulating everyone and everything, including the stock market and all. He's losing his grip, finally. Gosh. And Trump knew about this pandemic that was coming. There's a lot of stuff in the news saying that they had meetings and stuff like this. They knew about it in December. They had a meeting about it in January. And what they're showing me, so is it true? I'm getting, I see somebody looking with one of those long eyeglasses, they're looking at China. We have spies in every country, y'all. We have spies in China too. We do. So, yeah, early on, Trump knew about this. Of course he did. Yes. Trump knew this was coming. He didn't believe it would happen. You know what I mean? He's in denial. That's his deal. He's in denial or was in denial now that it has hit. It's just like he doesn't believe in global warming, and the whole planet can burn up and he still wouldn't believe in it. And the whole we're all dying in a pandemic here, the whole country and the whole actually world. And he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. And some Trump people still don't believe it. I saw on TV that some lady uh, doesn't believe that all these deaths happen in Italy. She doesn't believe. She thinks it's made up by the media. Really? Every single media outlet is just in cahoots. It's really weird. Okay. People just don't trust Trump anymore. They don't trust him. Uh, and this country will not be able to get back to any kind of a semblance of normalcy until the people can trust the government, and they can trust that they can travel without being worried about this virus, and go about their lives without fear. So I feel like this will happen after the next election. That's what's going to happen. It's then after the next election, and I had already seen that there will be a vaccine out in very early 2020. I was getting after the New Year's, and I think that's very early after the New Year's. So I feel like, things won't get back to normal for a long, long time. And after a vaccine, for sure. I mean, this could keep going, keep going, and keep going. My husband told me that he talked to his cousin in Australia, and I don't know what city this is in, y'all. I should have asked him before I came on. But they said they're in lockdown for 6 months. 6 months. They're told they're not going to be going anywhere, doing nothing for 6 months. They are serious, man. They're really serious. So I think different cities in Australia might have different rules, but where she's at, it's they're not gonna be able to go out for 6 months. Maybe it'll be earlier than that, but that's what they're telling them. And in Kentucky, did y'all see that? A Kentucky church held Easter services, even though they're told not to have more than 10 people in a group, and having, 6 feet apart, which is stupid because it can be in the air and it can travel further than 6 feet. But these people, this pastor, he told his congregation to come for Easter Sunday, and they came. And then the police were out there taking their license plate numbers and telling them that they were going to be quarantined for 2 weeks in their house after that, and that they'd be checking on them. So I was just asking Spirit, is there anything that's going to happen to these people? Are they going to get sick? Are these people going to get sick? And I'm being shown that only one person actually gets sick. There's only one person that gets sick, which is weird because if one person gets sick, wouldn't. So I don't know if they get sick from the church or if they get sick from something else, from. And they're actually, showing me that they're showing me a mama bear. So I feel like they are being protected. Their prayers and their intention, it does have an effect. It does offer protection. It really does, y'all. It's annoying to think, people shouldn't act like that. They shouldn't think I can do what I want to do and, not worry about getting sick. But in this just happens at this church. I feel like they're not going to have like a whole bunch of people getting sick. I'm not seeing that. I see one person getting sick. So, they really did roll the dice on this, and I don't think they ought to do it again, but I think right now they're being protected. So that's good. Good for them. I'm glad they're being protected. We don't want them to be sick because they'll go out in the community and get more people sick, They all get sick and then more people get sick. So it's not just them that are being protected, it's the community around them that are being protected. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a mama bear going around. So it's like they're protected, it protects their whole community. Okay, so You guys, I wanted to do something a little bit fun because we're, sick and tired of doing nothing, and we're at home all day long. And, if we get to go to the grocery store once in a while, maybe once a week, go to the grocery store, that's a big deal now, right? We've been walking our driveway. Today we walked to the stop sign. That was the first time. We just been walking our driveway. My daughter's been doing the shopping for me, so I haven't even been out shopping. But I did drive to my daughter's house just to hand them their dessert. It's a pineapple split cake. Y'all know how to make that with it's whipped cream and it's got a graham cracker crust bottom with butter and powdered sugar and then crushed pineapple, coconut, strawberries, bananas, fresh whipped cream, and nuts. It's yummy, y'all. It's so yummy. I make it every Easter, so they were looking forward to that. So I brought it to them. Anyway, so have y'all heard about this guy on Netflix? This Tiger King documentary. My kids watched it. All of them watched it. All my grandkids watched it. Everybody. My daughter said, "Mom, you got to watch this. You and Dad have got to watch this." So she turned it on and we started watching it. I don't like to binge watch. And y'all know my husband likes to binge watch. He's so funny. He's a binger, but he calls it binge watching. I watched 2 episodes of it. It's a hot documentary. Everybody ought to watch it. You ought to go and watch it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But I'll probably go back to it and watch some more of it. But I do not like to binge watch stuff. I just can't sit there and watch one episode after the next after the next. But I know the synopsis of the story. I've read about it. What happened and everything. This guy, what's his name? Joe. he he has a big cat. He's like a big cat zookeeper, but he breeds the cat. His Joe Exotic, that's his name. He breeds the cats and he sells them and he puts on productions and stuff like that. He makes a living and makes money off from them. And he hires people that are fresh out of jail or they're kind of misfits of society that, don't have a place to live, the homeless people and stuff like that. He helps them and gives them a home and, trains them to help him take care of the animals. So they have a purpose and they have a place to call home and all that. So he really helps the animals. He figures he's helping the animals. He's helping people make a living. People that, when you're fresh out of jail, nobody gives you a job. But he'd give you a job. A lot of people really liked him a lot. He's a gay guy. He actually married 2 guys on the show. That was the first 2 episodes. He got married to two guys. So not only is, he's the king, he gets 2 and not 1. So he's a little different. He's a little eccentric, put it that way, but he has a really good heart. People like him because he has a good heart and he's kind. And he can sing too, evidently. I didn't hear him sing. I don't think we got to that part, but evidently I hear he can sing very well. There's another person in this whole picture that has a cat sanctuary. It's a lady called Carol Baskin. She has a big cat rescue, and she rescues cats that, people will get a tiger or a lion or something, and they'll get it when it's a cub, and then all of a sudden they have this huge animal and they can't do anything with it, or little tiny zoos that, go belly up and they need a place to, put their animals. She takes in these animals, but she says she doesn't breed the animals. She just gives them a sanctuary. So and she doesn't like people that breed these animals because they're, profiting off from an animal and they should not have to live their lives in a sanctuary, although she does make her living off the animals too, because she charges to see the animals and pet the animals and, the baby. Well, if she has a baby, but anyway, she's still profiting off the animal in it. But she does have to be able to feed the animals. I don't know. But there's a controversy there because they're both are doing the same things basically, but he's actually breeding the animals and selling the cubs. Okay, so that's the story about them. So Carol really hates what Joe does. So she has people follow him around where he does all his exotic pet shows. He goes from different cities in the country, and she puts the kibosh on his show. She just makes sure that he can't find a venue. You know, she did all kinds of things to put him out of business, basically. She just followed him around doing that. And he hated her. He really hated her. And it it's a big O deal. You know, um, he's in jail right now for solicitation of her murder because he hated her so much. He wanted somebody to murder her because she was, you know, trying to put him out of business, and she did so many bad things to him that he decided he wanted. I don't know. See, that's what he's in jail for. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole show. I just know the deal. So he's in jail right now. Trump said he would look into pardoning him. It's so weird, y'all. It's just a big, weird story. Y'all got to go watch it. But this lady, Carol, she was married to a really rich guy. He had lots of money. Um, he's super rich. And he came up missing, basically. And the story is that she killed him or had him killed and fed him to the big cats. And that's why he's never been seen since. So his name was Don Lewis. He had filed a restraining order against her in 1997 because she told him she was going to kill him. So he got a restraining order against her, and it was thrown out of the court. They left him out of the court, you know, and he disappeared that same year. How about that? Who disappears without taking all their money with them? Who disappears that has children that could inherit that money? You know, who disappears like that, just walks away? I don't know. Uh, then in 2002, he was declared legally dead, and she inherited his money. He had children that wanted to get the money too, but I guess she got the bulk of everything. And y'all need to go watch this documentary. She remarried somebody else, and I just wanted to know from spirit, did she really kill her husband? Because a lot of people really believe she killed him. Now, like I said, I haven't watched the documentary. I don't even know if they involve his children, if they have any interviews. I don't know. I have to watch the rest of it. But I'm going to lay some cards out here, and let's see if I can get some answers on that. I think it's so interesting, you know. It's funny, y'all. But I think this is a little bit just get away from politics about the coronavirus and all that, and just take a look at something else. You know, even though this documentary is sad and, you know, but it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting, and it's just caught the public's attention. Okay, so let me put out the cards here. Okay. Okay, so the first one I get here is the Six of Pentacles. I mean, Five of Pentacles. You know, he was threatening to divorce her and leave her out in the cold and leave her penniless. That's motivation, you guys. That is motivation. That's for sure. So she was going to wind up out in the cold with no money. That's motivation for, you know, something not good. This is crossing over that one. This is Eight of Cups. You know, he was really done. He wanted a divorce, and he was walking away. He was walking away. He was done. But there was no way that Carol could keep the sanctuary going and functioning without his money. There's no way she could do that. Ace of Cups. It's so sad. She saw an opportunity to, make all her problems go away, and she took it. That's what I'm seeing here. She had the opportunity and she took it. So, I'm not really being shown exactly what happened. Well, what I feel like, let me read some more of the cards, and then I'm going to tell y'all. Maybe I'll get more clear on it. Let me get some more clear answers. This is in the past position. This is the Wheel of Fortune. So, fortune's changed. That's really bad news for Don Lewis. The courts wouldn't listen to him, and his fortune was reversed. It's very sad. Very sad. I mean, if he would have been a woman, if it would have been her and she would have said, she would have been the one that was rich and she would have asked for a restraining order, she would have got it. She would have gotten it. And if she would have turned up missing, somebody would be after him, It's really sad. So this is the outcome. It's 9 of Wands here. And I think this tells me that he fought for his life. He fought dearly for his life. So they must have, I feel like there was a fight. There must have been a big fight, and then he ended up dead. The next card I pulled is Justice. The truth will come out, you guys, and she will be held accountable for causing his death. Yes, she will be. I feel like she did have a hand in it, and justice will be served at some point here. And his children, this is 10 of Pentacles, his children will finally be able to get their inheritance because justice will be served. And the last card I pulled on this is 10 of Swords. Somebody knows what happened to Dawn. Somebody knows, and they're going to start talking. They're going to betray her. They're going to tell. They are going to tell. And justice will prevail. It will be a long time in coming, but sooner or later, it's all going to take place. Everything is going to come out, and we're going to find out exactly what happened to Don Lewis. So in the end, she will pay. We'll see what happens, you guys. They say it's not a closed case, so hopefully they'll do more investigating and somebody will start talking because somebody knows. So I don't know why people don't, right away go forth. If they have some information, why don't they release it right away? Some people are fearful, or sometimes people have seen something. They didn't really, they're like, well, I don't know. I saw them fighting, or, something like that. And then they kind of have a little bit of information enough to put some pieces together. And they haven't come forth because they're unsure and they don't want to cause a big problem for somebody if they're not 100% sure. But as time goes on, they're going to have more understanding. This guy never reappeared. They know what's going on. Okay, you guys, so that's my reading on Tiger King. You guys go check it out on Netflix. It's a good documentary. If you like to binge watch, go binge watch that. I'm going to try to watch it again. Like I said, I can't watch too much TV. I don't know why. I just can't take it. I just can't. Maybe next time y'all see me, I'll have a haircut. I sure need one. I'm going to beg my daughter to cut my hair. Boy, it's getting really hard to handle this hair. And I'm ready for a haircut. I feel sorry for all you people that don't have a hair cutter in your family. What you gonna do? You're gonna have to cut your own hair. Hey, I'll cut my own hair. If she tells me I don't want to do it, I'll just cut it myself. So I might look pretty odd next time you see me. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And please, you guys, I'm ready to start doing readings again. I took off for a while this week that I've been with my husband. I did do a reading for one lady this week, and that was it. But I'm ready to do readings. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of them, but I'm ready to do some. Okay. It's a good distraction, and it's good for you guys. It's good for me too. And my husband told me, "Aren't you doing readings?" And I'm like, "No." And he said, "You need to start doing your readings." So I guess he's ready for me to release him a little bit. I keep telling him, "I'm your nurse Ratchet." He has no idea what that means. He always looks at me when I say that. I go, I'm Nurse Ratchet. I've actually been very, very sweet to him. The only time I get after him is when he doesn't want to do his walking or his breathing exercises. And I just have to push him a little bit, you know. I tell him, I have an expectation out of you. You have to get well. So you got to do your exercises. So I tell him, I'm going to be Nurse Ratchet until you go walk. But otherwise, I'm being real nice to him. All right, guys, please look down below and email me and let's set up a reading, okay? My readings are private YouTube readings that you can watch over and over again. They usually last anywhere between 16 to 20 minutes, although they have lasted 30 minutes before. It just depends on how much spirit has to say and what's going on. You can ask either 3 direct questions and I'll answer those, or we can do a Celtic cross reading, or I can do a love reading, whatever you guys like, okay? But just look me up and send me an email, okay? All right, love you guys. Y'all take care. Everybody stay safe. Wear your mask if you have to go out. Stay home, wash your hands. You know the drill. Go watch some Netflix. Love you guys. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Bye for now.